This is what I would imagine it would be like if you really, really, really didn't like the Eagles. What's going on, Dungeon Dwellers? Welcome back to Dave's Dungeon and another episode of Spooktober 2023. Today, we're bringing you Infinity Pool. That's right. I believe it was even made and produced this year, 2023, movie Infinity Pool with Mia Goth and Alexander Skarsgård. I believe it's Alexander. Yeah, pretty sure it's Alexander. This is a Brandon Cronenberg, like father, like son, decided to go weird with this one. And I gotta say, it's made by Film Forge, but it's also made by like a ton of other people. So like whatever it took to make this movie, it was fantastic. So whoever did it, like, I couldn't tell exactly which country did it because there's several. It's a good job. So just from the start, just know I enjoyed this. This one may not be for everyone. I'll just say that at the start. I will preface this with a warning. It isn't for everyone, and this film is going to make you feel things. Domestically, situationally, essay, different things, warnings, whatever you need to hear. So, just fair warning, this one's disturbing, as the Cronenberg name should suggest. But with no further ado, and none of that gilding on the lily, let's dive into the body count. We have one Dutch, loop-de-loop tilt opening. Because Cronenberg likes to tell you you're not in Kansas anymore from the word go. And nothing tells you you're not quite at the same perspective that you were as your entire world turning upside down at just the start of the film. One, suddenly we're in a Lateralis Tool video because shit gets weird. One, Eki masks are on sale in the gift shop because of course they are. One, it's been 6 years, writer's problems, because sometimes it takes a while to write a book, and sometimes it takes a writer a long time to cool off after a serious writing project. And there is no support structure for us. None of that for this. And we'll talk about some of that in the gory details. I've been given a few notes on those, so maybe we can expand those out into something you guys are interested in. One, change of plans. We're going slumming in bumfuck nowhere wilderness. Yeah, because everybody likes to go into the no man's land. One, Mia Goth reach around. Hand job to completion. Because, warning. One, are you going to drive? Suddenly a peasant. I know what you did last summer. One, I know what you did in Latoka? Yeah, question mark. It gets there. One, get in the van. We need to get back to Moneyland. One, we got lost on the edge of the jungle and crossed the gate somehow on our way to the bathroom. Can you let us dumb tourists back inside, please? One, the police would like a word. First prison, then cloning. Full service. Food. One, total recall. I killed a guy on vacation package. All expenses included. One, premium deluxe spa package with blood spa treatment. This is one of the most, chilling, disturbing moments of the film. 1, does this light show taste like acid? Avant-garde nightmare. Because we're back in the Tool video again. 1, The Prestige. 2, kill the clone, win the vacation. And live. This is where trouble starts. 1, watching myself die to a scrubby 12-year-old like a Fortnite. Like in Fortnite. I didn't even want to say that joke because it's one of the most like scenes of, yeah, this 12-year-old gets some revenge, foo. Yeah, like in Fortnite. 1, souvenir personalized ashes. Compliments with your execution. 1, she's mad at him for just watching. 1, you're different now. Like me. Like us. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. 1, a little existentialism discussion over drinks with all the zombies. 1, Eki mask or Eki personalized funeral faces. We find out what the Eki masks actually are. 1, A Clockwork Orange. 2, Indian Bollywood dancing. Because there's a break-in and it doesn't go well. 1, oh my God, they shot Alban, you bastards. You shot Kenny. 1, there's always a limit before fuck around and find out applies. Or is there? Because it seems like there's always a limit until money gets involved. 1, run for your life, girl, and never look back. Or come back. Because they run some people off. 1, Mia Goth, all wet and ready to get high and bump uglies. And gets there. 1, Technicolor acid orgy of zombies. Because if we're going to get freaky, we're all going to get freaky together. 1, Clive Barker's Awkward Boner Award, complete with Tool video. 1, late night house call for Thresh, the island's governor. 1, hey, those guys tried to run me over. What gives? Because, things aren't going well. 1, group golden shower on yourself. Because everybody decides, you know what, we're tired of you. You're annoying. 1, don't be pathetic. It's unattractive food. It'd have been kinder to kill the man. 1, ex-girlfriend shoots up a bus for our love. Aw, Mia Goth foo. 1, faster. I never read your book. Ah, Kali Ma. Torture scene. 1, harsh criticism from a harsh crowd. 1, I was once a rich asshole like you, till I took a bullet in the leg. Yeah. Stuff starts to get out of pocket here. 1, Quaid, start the reactor. Acid trip. 1, they got my DNA and they put it in the computer, Hank. How could you? Scene, which rest well, buddy. Miss you, Dale. 1, it's my dog, mama. I'll put it down. Scene that gets there. 1, beating yourself to death. Foo. Are we full crazy yet? I think we're full crazy yet. Never go full crazy. One, big boy is a hungry guy, and I'm uncomfortable and have a boner at the same time. One, what happens in Latoka stays in Latoka. And finally, I need a vacation from this vacation, but like the Hotel California, you can check out anytime you like, but you can't ever leave. MVPs to Alexander Skarsgård, whom I almost didn't give one to because he was so just pathetic in this one. And Mia Goth. I gotta say, this is one of those that gets a little hard to watch in places, and for that, and for how slow it is, I'm gonna say 3.5 skulls. Okay, not the best of the newest, but not the worst by any stretch of the imagination. Definitely one that we all should watch. I'm excited to see whatever Brandon Cronenberg comes up with next. I'm excited for everything going forward from this. I don't know. I expected more in some ways and not as much in others. And it was just, I don't know. It's not a bad film. Go see this film. When I say it's 3.5 skulls, I could have easily rated this 1 skull, 2 skull, 3 skull. Okay. It is definitely a good film. It's what you want in one of these. What would the Hotel California be like? If you still need to see it, you need to skedaddle because we're going to get into the gory details here. Because I'm ready to talk about this. And I think if you hear me talk about it, you might be better sold on the film, but you're going to be spoiled. So you need to go watch this film. Go watch this film. Make sure you like, subscribe, and do all those fun things that you need to do. And maybe come back and hear the discussion afterwards. But anyways, off into the gory details. Off into what I think and feel and sort of talk about the inner workings of the movie. Like I said, I think this is Hotel California. You go to this place and you find out it has a fun little excursion. And you go do the excursion. And turns out it's a permanent excursion. You're never the same after that excursion. You're not, even if you return home, you're never going to be the same again. And the guy who came to this vacation is always going to be here in some weird way. So we've always thought about it. What about going on that permanent vacation? What about staying gone forever? What about never coming back and just spending the rest of our lives in eternal bliss? Well, what happens when even the endless food and wine turns to misery? And what happens when it's not fun anymore? Welcome to the Hotel California. Dun, 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 dun. Every time of year. Yeah, it turns to shit. I feel like this movie was a reflection on what also is happening in our society. We're getting down into this feeling of being trapped. Even in our vacations, even in our jobs, even in our starts, in our beginnings, it's like, well, how are we ever going to get outside of a system that from the moment we're entered into it constantly controls our every thought and feeling and move, and depending on which choice we make at any given moment, it's going to judge us and bat us into a combat situation of, well, now you have to make a decision that's us versus them, or this versus that. And in choosing, you ultimately cast out the thing you don't choose. And so it gets bad when you're at the bottom of what is a rather long chain of bad choices, looking back up going, God, I wish I had never done this. I wish I'd never come here. And then you're just stuck in what is ultimately well, I can't go home. I can't leave. I'm never gonna be able to deal with this or that again. How is that possible? It's like The Aristocrats, but if you took the joke and you took all the jokey bits and you made them serious, you know. I don't know how many people are still familiar with this joke of the rich famous family that gets into this long list of debauchery, and then they go, so who was this family? Who are these people? And they go, oh, the aristocrats. And it's this laugh of like, well, so they all go to dinner and they all do da-da-da-da-da-da. It's a joke too raunchy for YouTube. I imagine you can possibly find a copy of someone doing a rendition on YouTube. If you can, go watch it. But I promise you, they're not going to let me do it. They're not going to let me do my rendition of The Aristocrats. I promise you, it's not going to happen. But it's like that. It's well, so we went and did this, and then we did this, and then we did this, and then we did some of that, and then we did some of that, and then we did some of that, and then we did some other things, and then we did some of this, and then we... And who are these people? Oh, the aristocrats. But the Hotel California as well? Yeah, because remember, if you're watching this film, it's asking the question of like, look, if you had more than one shot at this, okay, if you were rebirthable, and you just had a vacation of Westworlds, basically, but not quite the Westworld, where in Latoka, you can be reborn, you can just... I can commit serial murders, and as long as I'm rich enough, I can get away with it because that me can die and I can be reborn prestige style. A lot of us would not make the choices that these people made. I still argue that, sure, I might have accidentally run over said islander or peasant, as I called them in the review. I might have run over said dude on accident and let them kill me. But I don't know that I would have went on the tear of, now we just have carte blanche to do whatever we want. I don't know many people that would have. So it's sort of a rich mentality of, well, we just pay for it. We just spend our way through it. And so it's a weird look at that. It's a weird, uncomfortable look at that as well. Of like, I don't know how I feel about this. That this is the way the rich people look at us, and the way they look at their own troubles and how they get in and out of them. I don't know. That's why I sort of rated the movie a little bit lower, is because it's an uncomfortable view, and for a horror film that I want to watch and enjoy, it's not exactly the most fun, and there's not a whole lot that happens out past the hour mark. It kind of peters to a really weird sort of spiraling that may not be everyone's cup of tea. I mean, I was up and enjoying it, but it just gets a little grindy in the end. Anything left to talk about? No, I think that's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed the little bit of extra I'm doing here at the end on the gory details. Somebody asked me to go into more of the spoilers of the movie and talk a little bit more about sort of what happened and what I feel are the benefits of watching this one versus some other film, and talk about what this one's doing for horror. And the thing I think this is doing for horror is this is another Cronenberg. We're getting new Cronenberg work, so we're getting that sort of avant-garde, surrealist, trippy horror back in our lives again. And in this way, I think Brandon is pointed, just like his dad, better at today's issues, better at modern issues in the ways of consumerism and the way that that plays its hand in the sort of rich society life, and the way we're all sort of slaves to this scenario, and the ways later movies we'll watch sort of play the common man into the rich man's hands. So I feel like this one expands on the horror of what is your life for and what gives it meaning. You know, a lot of us are slaves to a job that doesn't value us, would replace us in a moment. And I gotta say, it looks at that. This film is hard staring that in the face. And that may be why it's so uncomfortable, because it's like, I'm a writer. I'm the guy over there who's sitting there being judged going, it's been 6 years, bud. Where you at? Where's your newest work? And it's like, I'm working on it. I'm here. I feel uncomfortable just thinking about this conversation, you know. And I am currently working on a book that I've told so many people about, and people are going, where's the preview? Where's it at? And I'm going, I don't know if I'm ready to do that yet. I'm nervous as shit. I'm so worried. But it's so much of that lives and breathes in what's scary about this film versus other films where there were actually monsters. The movies I bring you have all sorts of types of scares in them. And I hope you guys know I enjoy all the flavors of horror. I'm not just a mainstream kind of going with the big monsters or just slashers or just esoteric horror. I sample it all. So if this was your Cronenberg, you know, I had to rep younger Cronenberg now, because I enjoy his older stuff like Scanners, which we've featured on the channel before, and other things. So if you want to see our review of Scanners, which most everybody didn't, I don't think anybody watched that one, but it's up on the channel. It's last year's Spooktober. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for this one. Make sure you guys get your vacation time, and make sure you guys take care of yourselves. I mean, ultimate moral of the story, choose what's good for you, not what's good for the group, and not what's good for, you know, the general welfare of whatever that big organization is and whatever the government of Latoka wants. But that's going to do it for this review, Dungeon Dwellers. I hope you leave a like if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe so you get more of this good content, and ring the bell so you know when it drops. Thank you for journeying with me. I hope you'll journey with us again. But until our next adventures, Dungeon Dwellers, remember, you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.